What's up, guys? I just closed a $14,000 trade in less than 25 minutes on gold, and in this video I'll break down exactly why I took this trade and the things you need to know moving forward trading in today's markets in 2025. Because if all of your technical analysis, if all of your trades are based on purely technical analysis, you're doing it wrong and you're going to fall behind. So here's my chart. As you can see, that's the trade I've taken. And before all of you say anything, I want to show you my Discord. I called this out before it happened, okay? And then this is the profitable trade. And also I took this trade on my freshly started challenge account. Also, if we go to my MT5, this is the trade, $14,112 profit. And before I jump into this technical analysis that I did to enter this trade, I want to show you something that's really, really important that you need to follow moving forward. So some of you might know, some of you might not know, who doesn't follow the fundamental aspects of trading. Fed just cut interest rates by quarter of a point for the first time since December 2024. Very quickly, what is interest rates? So the Fed and the Powell, you might have heard of him, has been increasing interest rates since December 2024. Why? Because he's trying to fight inflation and he's trying to protect the dollar. Now, since we have new people who runs the country, they are very interested in US economy, in stock growth and stuff like that. And probably because of that force, the Fed cut interest rates by quarter of a point. What does that mean? That means dollar will start to lose its value, especially if it continues to drop the rates. As you can see here, President said the Fed should lower interest rates by 3 or 4 points back to 1%, which is not good for the dollar. It's good for US economy. It's good for the stocks. And also it's, that's what happens. But why it's so important to this trade that I've taken is because dollar is a reserve currency of the world. Smart money holds dollar, retail traders hold dollar, regular people hold dollar, even countries hold dollar because it's a world reserve currency. Now, when you have Fed cut the interest rates, when there is a fear of dollar devaluation, what's going to happen is a lot of money is going to move into gold, which is safe haven asset. In times of uncertainty, wars and stuff like that, that's where the money moves. Also stocks. That's why if you go to and look at my charts, look at US 30, right? Look at how bullish it has been for a while. US 100, same, it has been really bullish. So you can see a lot of flow into the stock market, a lot of money going into the stock market. Also, you've seen the Bitcoin recently hit all-time highs. Ethereum is going up as well. So that's what's happening in the markets fundamentally. Now I have that information. Okay, I can build on top of it. As I was looking at gold chart. Okay, finally now we have the gold chart. So basically what I did, I don't need to look at weekly time frame anymore because as you can see on top of my screen, I have been building this indicator for a very long time and it's only accessible to me. I'm both building it for myself, but because my people inside of the Hidden Edge saw it useful and they want it, I also will give them access to it. It's not just a regular indicator. It took thousands of lines of code to create and to make it accurate. And as you can see, weekly it's telling me it's strong bullish, so my bias is automatically bullish. I'm only looking for buys. Now daily, 4 hour and 15-minute time frames are basically determine my risk. As you can see at the bottom, you can see my risk, what I need to use for that trade. But since everything looked bullish to me, what I noticed on a 15-minute time frame, here, it's a little bit slow, sorry about that. In Asia session, which I don't do very often, but since it was very volatile, I identified this demand zone, right? We have a lot of liquidity accumulated to make this big push right here on this 15-minute candle. I identified this demand. Then I dropped to lower time frames. I wanted the price to go into my zone and to give me an entry confirmation. And what I noticed here, it was the price moving in a bearish market structure, lower lows and lower highs. Here, we rejected the demand. We made a break of market structure to the upside. So now the price is going from downwards moving market to upwards moving market. We have that shift. That's where I entered the trade. I entered a little bit lower. I wanted the price to retest this market structure right here, and the price went straight into profit. It's nice, simple, and easy, right? So when your trades, when your analysis is not just backed by purely technical analysis, especially in today's world when there's so many things happening that affects the markets and brings so much volatility, you either can get really, really hurt or you can win a lot of money, which in this case, that's what happened, okay? So the price came into my demand, gave me an entry confirmation, I entered this trade and it went straight into profit. I could have potentially held this trade longer and I didn't. I didn't exactly follow my rules because one of my key rules are to maximize your profits is whenever you have a trade running in profit and it hits your take profit, let's say mentally without having it on the chart, don't close full position. Close 60, close 70, close 80, close 90, 95% of your position and let the rest run. You never know. In times like this, when the markets are so volatile and so trendy, if you leave 20% of your position running for weeks, it may become a big, big win. Just that small partial, okay? Set your stops at break even, let the rest run, and you'll see the results. So that was my trade. Nice and simple. Fundamentals together with technicals. And when it comes to technicals, all I did was identify the bias correctly. Secondly, identify a demand that has accumulated enough liquidity to have that rejection. And last thing, I wanted to time my entry. I timed my entry perfectly right here and it went straight into profit. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Also, if you want to get access to this indicator, if you want to learn to trade exactly how I do, because I see a lot of comments asking me how to do it, click the link in the description and I'll see you in the Hidden Edge.